Everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. In my last videos regarding the same visualization purpose on the data, I couldn't explain much about the data actually. So this time I thought of giving a introduction about the data, that how I'm going to analyze the data, and I've taken the same example of the university data set, and then it will be much more useful uh, to visualize, right? So rather than wasting any time, let's get started. So here it is how I'm loading the data. If you are comfortable from Python libraries like pandas and numpy and matplotlib c1, it is very easy to understand. But if you don't know, just bear with me. I'll try to explain the required concepts here, and try to make it the videos as short as possible. So yeah, this is how I'm loading the data. So let me see first. Uh, Rather, because I'm doing some manipulations here, so before doing any kind of manipulation, I just write this piece of code here, and I'm just giving you some some sort of background of the data, which I couldn't do in my last video. So here is what the data I have loaded. I have got the data from Kaggle itself, Kaggle website. You can get, it's a very good website. I have already recommended this website for learning purpose. So this is how I've loaded the data, which is universities data. This data is nothing but some American universities in the year of 2013. There are plenty of data and lot of columns. Basically, you can see here plenty of here you can see dot dot dot. That means the columns are basically, there are so many columns, which is not shown here just for the readability purpose. And I have just selected 5 rows, and I can see the data set. It has name, year, zip code, highest degree offered, country name, and so many things. So and as you can see, the columns names are not very in a proper format. Basically, sometime it is a capital letter, sometime it is having space in between the words. So while doing the data analysis, it bit difficult if the columns are not in a proper format. So I have written this function which is doing the required thing. This function is very simple. It just do the replacement of the any special characters to the more readable format with underscore if it is a space, and if it is a space on the beginning and the end, it will just trim it and all those simple things. This is not complex function at all. And I have more interested on this interested columns. As I have said, it is having almost more than 140 columns, but I have just selected only this few because it is for the data analysis purpose. Yeah, so after doing this, I have just renamed the columns in a proper format. Hopefully it will be done here, and I'm just executing this one by one because it is not related to the lesson. uh, I don't want to make any complex things here. Yeah, this is how the column names looks like after doing this, basically these two functions. You can see the column names are much more in a good shape because highest underscore degree underscore offered rather than highest degree offered, and in a different case within space in between. Yeah, so it makes easy while doing the data analysis. That's why these functions are. And uh, I have just created a copy of this, as I mentioned in the last video. This is for the visualization purpose, and I hope if you have seen my previous videos, you will be able to see this diagrams already. Sorry, and this diagram is already. So in this, I'm just going to show you a new way of plotting, of course, using Seaborn library. It's a very good library actually. The more time you spend on this library, you will get the much more power of this. So scatter plot is very common in data analysis, where you can see the scatteredness of the data across x and y axis. It's a very good way. So the agenda of this visualization is to depict the distribution of the data analysis on in terms of application totals versus the university name. And I have of course selected control of institution. This column is nothing but if you give you the information of whether it's a public university or it's a private university, so that you can see on the top right corner of this diagram as well. So you can see here mostly the applications versus admissions depicts the data where number of applications a university receives and the actual admissions happens on that particular university. So people normally do that applications of universities wherever they can, but actually the admissions will happen only or in one university. So this diagram is fully showing this, and I think it's a very good way of representing the data, and hopefully you like the video as well. Thanks for watching anyway.